Well, it remains the single hardest place to go in cricket other than to your dad's house after another failed Saturday. Pezza, India win the test match, they win the series, they win the hearts and minds of all those involved. England coming into this series, I feel like the fans just wanted some competition. And you know what? Fair play to them. Fair play to them because it's been a great test match. Actually, the whole series has been quite enthralling. Even the last test match, which India won by 434 runs, that was somehow still a good game. This was a much more competitive game for longer. But India, they've just done it again. They're missing all the guys that we already know about. They've missed guys mid-test match. They've missed guys mid-series. And yet it remains just the hardest place to go and try and win a series. So, you know, kudos Bank Arena in Sydney, and also kudos to the Indian team for winning yet another series at home.
Yeah, mate. And of today, I mean, I just thought that was never in doubt. A little wobble there. May or may not have texted somebody saying, I think England wins from here. May or may not have texted emojis that amounted to the term gas truck. And I have to say, with respect to our Indian audience, fewer of them post-November, that we were warned yesterday night when we went to record. We were warned by them that we should not be triumphalist about India being a fait accompli today and winning the game. There's so many of them said you do not understand what India can do. And as the game progressed today, and it ebbed and flowed just as the wicket did, I started to understand what they meant. I mean, Rohit and Jaiswal got off to a rapid start. It was bright and fast, you know, some light roller stuff, whatever the fuck. And once the roller effect wore off, geez, those demons fucking woke up and they were withdrawing, you know. And I was like, oh, India's lost 5 for 36. What did they need? Another 50, 60 to win? 80? And I was like, that's the most runs in the world. They'll never get that.
No one's ever scored that many runs.
No one has ever scored those runs. Shubman is batting with a toothpick. He can't hit the ball off the square. This is anti-Baz ball. England's the greatest team of all time. You know, the people will be writing up stories saying that Virat Kohli has let his nation down by preferencing his family. And then, you know, a guy called JUREL came in and embarrassed everybody with one of the breeziest sort of run, like test match winning knocks off his cock that you've seen for a very long time. The guy is a batsman. I think the keeping, which is immaculate, is a bonus. He's a bat. He's in. Find a spot for it. It's incredible. So the way that ebbed and flowed, I understand the Indian fans going like, you don't understand what this team can do to us, but they got there.
Let's bring up the scores from the final innings of the game. They obviously needed 192 to win the game. They've done that 5 down at the ends. Now, it started off with Sharma and Jaiswal, Rohit and Jaiswal opening the batting, and they got off to a great start last night, of course, but Jaiswal was the first to go, absolutely trying to smoke a cover drive from Joe Root, a wonderful catch from Jimmy Anderson, who then went off the field later in the innings with some tightness in his leg. I had some tightness in my groin region after watching the catch. Stunning stuff. Patidar didn't last long, and then Rohit Sharma was stumped in between all of that. So then they got themselves to lunch. It was about 3 for something, and then they had some runs to win. And then after lunch, Jadeja does a thing where you think, oh no, this is going to happen now. England will win every game forever. When he Jadeja comes down the wicket to Bashir, who bowls one of his rare bad balls in the entire game, and just hits a full toss straight to Johnny Bairstow. Just hits it to Bairstow, and then Sarfaraz Khan gets a first baller, and obviously that means he'll never play for India again, which is a real shame because I thought there was some promise there, but not to be. And then JUREL and Shubman Gill get it done. Shubman Gill 52 red and JUREL 39 red. The bowling card there, Shoaib Bashir takes 8 wickets for the match, 3 for 79 all up. Tom Hartley, Joe Root, a wicket each. Jimmy Anderson just by the 3 overs, and Ollie Robinson is at the hairdressers. So that's what's happened in the game. It felt very much like a TFC for Ollie Robinson there. A thanks for coming award, if you will. Go on, Charlie, roll the clip.
Did you think that the power that brought you here had given up on you? But when would you believe in yourself if not at the finish line? Why hit the brakes when there's still fuel in the tank? Because the power that brought you here is still in you. All you need is a little spark to go like hell. Hell energy.
So, Pezza, I was getting ready. I was getting ready in this game when Jadeja ran down the wicket and chipped a full toss to mid-wicket. I was getting ready to say, you know what, England, this is your time. You get to now throw out all the conspiracy theories you want, you know. Elvis Presley's still alive. Flat Earth theory, that's all good to go. Man landed on the moon. No, they didn't. That was filmed in a Hollywood basement. You know what? In many ways, the way the axis of power in the world is going, that was actually a Bollywood basement where that was filmed. Nice. And, of course, we know that there's a conspiracy theory going on in the trucks and there needs to be cameras in the trucks for the DRS. I was willing to give England all these things because, you know what? If you win this game, then fair fucks to you. In my heart of hearts, I'm kind of relieved it hasn't panned out because I'm not sure I was ready. I'm not sure I was ready for football's coming home again, you know? Obviously, you'll never walk alone. Well done to Liverpool. Wow. But, yeah, that felt like that's been crowbarred in. Yeah. but I'll tell you what, Pezza, I know you said it was never in doubt, but I thought, no, this is an absolute gas truck in the making. There's going to be a run out. This is what's going to happen. But I guess Shubman and Jurel, good to go. Good to go. Too easy in the end.
Yeah. Look at the scorecard. It's like, oh, well, they finally steadied the ship with a partnership. But, Jadeja hitting that ball to Bairstow. To me, I was like, particularly when Sarfaraz Khan departs the very next ball and Shoaib Bashir. By the way, he goes, hot off the press. Well, not really. Just someone told me. Shoaib Bashir was playing Shires for Lindfield last season in Sydney, 21 wickets at 14.2.
Is that right?
Well, one person told me. I'd say the source is reliable. So this is India is succumbing to Shires, one of the greatest honey trap competitions that the AFB put together. Completely unfair. Just people who are trying their best and enjoying their cricket with wheelie bins for stumps. But I thought once Shoaib Bashir knocked over Sarfaraz Khan, I was thinking, and again the TV director, who's he's cold, man. Getting that shaky camera into the change room where Jadeja's standing, you know, staring into the middle distance. Simon and Garfunkel in his head. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I was thinking, wow, is this Jadeja's Damian Martin 94 moment? Turns out no, because it just Jurel came in and the deck went to sleep, or the guy just batted proactively and the ball, I don't know, the ball just sort of stopped behaving in a manner that was paralysing Indians on their home deck. You know, because that's the thing that scares you when you watch these things, right? Like when you've got Linfield Shires locking in, you know, top order Indian test bats, on their home deck, and Tom Hartley, Sutherland, doing it from the other end, you think, well, the deck must be playing some serious tricks. Good bowlers, like a total exhibition in height and levers. Don't get me wrong, but then Jurel just comes in and he's just knocking it around like he's setting a base in 1994 50 over cricket. You know, ready to strike and really up the ante to 5 and over. You know, it was crazy. Yeah, like the ebb and flow of the whole game was incredible. I mean, you do have to say, you must say it's a great game.
Yeah, it's been a great game. I thought when Jurel came in, I was just thinking the entire time, India right now needs a man. Like India needs a man to come to the crease and just sort it out. You know, it just felt like that all of a sudden all the players that haven't been there this series all felt like they were missing at the same time. You know, Kohli, Jadeja for a test match, Ashwin for 5 minutes, Shami, Bumrah this test match, KL Rahul.
Yeah, all like those
Rishabh
guys.
Pant.
You know? Up in the clouds, like in Happy Gilmore with Abe Lincoln and the crocodile and whoever the other one was, Shubs Peterson, all just looking down, waving, going, and we miss you.
The Chubbs Peterson wasn't there, and I just feel like India at that moment they needed a man to come to the crease. Now that man turned out to be a 23-year-old called JUREL, who people said last night we didn't give enough flowers to, or indeed in Australian lexicon we didn't suck off enough. Okay, I thought we've recorded this as they've literally just hit the winning runs, or JUREL's just turned for 2 and they've hit the winning runs for the Test match. I don't know who player of the match is, but JUREL has got to be right in there. He scores 37 today. He scored 90 in the first innings from a come-from-behind position, which is, as we all know, some of our favourites. But, to score 122 runs for the 127 runs for the game, pivotal in this moment. It looks so neat. I can't really tell just yet about the wicket keeping, though he's keeping to 2 of the absolute all-time greats on a turning and low bouncing and sometimes high bouncing surface. So he's probably doing well enough. This is probably as big a test as you get as a wicketkeeper in international cricket. So he's probably doing well enough. But I tell you what, KS Bharat, that'll be a trivia question in a couple of years' time. Who was that guy again? I sort of remember that before JUREL played 180 Test matches. He was just a man. He was just a man that came to the crease. It was Dad coming home, cradling you in your crying heart and in his arms, and just saying, "I've got it, son. I'm going to look after you from here." And Shubman at the other end, well, he's going to be taking a shirtless selfie tonight. Absolutely zero question about that. And fair fucks to you.
Mate, you've perfect metaphor. Mum's struggling at home, and why wouldn't she? She's got 2 kids who are absolutely feral. You're one of them. You're the younger one. Your older brother, SHUBMAN GILL, he's doing everything that he needs to do with the ladies. You don't understand it. His room smells a little bit off, but you still find yourself going back there because you're curious as a younger brother as to what the older brothers get up to and the siblings. Etc. Mum's struggling. She doesn't know what to do. She's bearing the load of the house, but then in comes Dad on the cape, on the horse. The white knight rolls in. He's got his suit. His jacket's off. It's that musky smell as he cradles you in his arms. You're 14 years old, just a strong man, and you can smell the brute cologne off his. And you remember when he actually held you close when you were born. What do you call that shit again? I did it. You take your shirt off and you connect and stuff. Anyway, well done. And you bury your head into his chest hair, and you just think, "Thank you, Dad. Thank you, JUREL." And that is India tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And I tell you what, you say see you later, KS Bharat. I mean, once Punt's fit to go, he's back because you just need it. It's too good. The marketing's too good. The trappings for the eyes, the way it bats, it's too good. Has to play. The ceiling's too high. I'm saying JUREL, he plays as a bat. I don't know if it even needs the gloves. I'm saying he's top 6, top 7 for the Indian team. Particularly as they transition away from the older players when that eventually happens. So, yeah, right. I just think what you're saying is exactly right. And then, once Dad comes home, SHUBMAN GILL, elder brother, he nestles into the bosom too. And we're off to the races where we lose our money.
Yeah, and then one day he just opens up that top drawer on his bedside table and he gets to experience all the sights and sounds and the delights of that top drawer. And what's in that top drawer? Let us know in the comments what's in that top drawer. Pezzo, just generally speaking, it's been... Sarah's phone number. Okay, come on.
Come on.
What a series, Pezza. Yeah. I mean, it's obviously the IPL is just around the corner. The WPL has just kicked off over the weekend. Good crowds, good matches as well. That first game, absolute banger. So, all that's around the corner, and the colours and the vibrancy and the energy that the IPL brings, the best players, the best cricket for short form cricket, it's all there. I've got to tell you, man, this Test series, if for some reason it feels like it just hasn't quite captured the imagination as others. There could be some lingering sadness about what happened in the World Cup. I don't know. Maybe Test cricket is just generally on decline. I don't know if that's necessarily true. There's enough people in India that fucking love Test cricket, and it just feels like there's an emptiness to the series for some reason. England have been so close, and they've played a great part in this series, and they could have easily been. It could be 2-2 easily this series. It hasn't worked out that way, and India have just generally played better cricket for longer periods, and they rightfully are 3-1 up. Maybe it's no Kohli there. That's a huge that's a Kohli size hole in the series. I'm not sure what it is, but the series itself And this test match, it's been awesome. It has been really good.
Yeah, dog. I wonder whether just it's only a small part of it. Just even the absence of like the grounds that we're used to seeing, like no Chinnaswamy, no Wankhede, like none of the big sort of centre establishment grounds for good reason. It's great that a country can take Test cricket to 1,000 different cities and host it. It's very different to how it's done in Australia, just same countries all the time, same positions, same time. You get tired of that. But as for the series itself, you really have to like begrudgingly say that like England has played really well, and they have given India a far greater shake than they have received at home since the last time England beat them there. I think that's true, and I say that as an Australian. I know that Australia's only played 4 Test series there, and in 2017 it went down to the last match of the series, I think, but Australia's never kind of England's only won 1 Test here as well. Actually, no, I'm sort of talking myself around here. England's shit. No, England's played really well, and they've engineered themselves into several winning positions, several times, and they've given India a fright, as they did today. There's several times in this Test match where the game could have gone the other way. I think England will be desperately frustrated at some of the positions they let slip. I don't think there's any point needing to go exactly into it. It's so easy when you lose a Test by 5 wickets or a close margin to start looking at things that didn't go your way or little mistakes that you make here and there. I'm sure you could pick out the same amount, or similar mistakes that India made as well. But g'day Louis, how are you? Is that Louis? Did I get that right?
Yeah, this one's Louis. Yeah.
How are you, Louis? It's as you just said at the start, mate. In India is just final boss shit at home, and I agree with you. Like, they are not the India of old. It seems to me there's something missing. It's probably just Kohli and all of the energy around that. But there is there's change going on with all these big 3 sides, really. All of them are old. That's probably pays really well to hang around in international cricket. Who would have thought? But yeah, so some change coming up as well. England's missed their chance. They will look back and go, we had a great chance, but we didn't get it done. And then they're going to get an absolute road in the next Test.
that feels like there's going to be a couple of hundreds being scored, a couple of cash-in runs.
Yeah, they will not be winning another Test.
Should we do Ask TGC?
Yeah. Why not? This is from Neeks Sports. Thought we'd finish on this note. Hashtag Ask TGC. Thanks, Neeks. Michael Vaughan thinks there should be cameras in the DRS truck, but don't you think there should be cameras on the cameras and then cameras on the cameras on the cameras, just to ensure fairness, of course?
How can we trust the cameras that are on the cameras that are on the cameras? You know what I mean? That's interesting. And who's policing the police? That's something to think about. Interesting. Who's umpiring the umpires? These are some of the big questions, the big existential questions that you can find perhaps on Russell Brand's channels. But is that too soon?
Well, no. I think there's a lot of channels that you see on YouTube, in particular, where you see the phenomenon of that big old dog whistle. I don't know. I'm just saying that for no reason whatsoever. It just was convenient that Vaughnie decided to raise these questions of, ensuring we're keeping an eye on what's going on in the truck when England was on the wrong side of a decision. But anyway, I just get that old dog whistle out, see if the dogs can hear. But I'm not. No, he didn't say anything. It was all good.
Well, we'll have a deeper dive into our main weekly podcast out tomorrow on all the usual platforms, iTunes, Spotify, of course, here on YouTube, and all the places you get your usual and regular programming here on TGC. Thanks, as always, for joining us. Thanks, as always, for subscribing and liking and commenting on our stuff here on YouTube, or however you're consuming this right now. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the deepest of deep dives as to what this all meant. See you tomorrow. Cheers.